No one expected this night to change everything. It started with rain kind people have seen before. Gray skies, slow traffic, messages saying stay cautious. Nothing dramatic, nothing historic. And then the rain didn't stop. In Shaanxi, the water kept falling long after patience ran out. Drains overflowed. Rivers swelled. Hillsides softened. And somewhere between manageable and too late, the line disappeared. The first floors went quiet. Shops that were open hours before filled with brown water. Apartment courtyards turned into pools. Doorways became watermarks. The sound wasn't thunder, it was movement. The low, constant rush of water pushing through places that were never meant to hold it. Inside homes, families did what families always do in moments like this. They tried to protect each other. A father lifting his child higher. A grandmother clutching a bag of documents. A phone flashlight shaking in the dark as the power cut out. Because when the lights go, the fear changes. Blackouts spread across neighborhoods already drowning. Streetlights flicker once, then vanish. The city loses its glow. And in that darkness, the water feels closer, louder, heavier. Cars stalled in the middle of streets that were no longer streets. Drivers stepped out into water that rose faster than they expected. Some ran, some turned back. Some climbed onto rooftops and waited, watching the world below move like a river that forgot it was supposed to stay in its place. Bridges closed, then cracked. In some areas, road sections collapsed completely, concrete sliding away because the earth beneath had turned soft and hollow. It wasn't dramatic like an explosion. It was worse. It was quiet failure weight meeting weakness. Emergency crews moved through the chaos with boats and ropes. Volunteers formed lines to pass sandbags. Loudspeakers echoed warnings across flooded blocks. And above it all, the rain kept falling, steady and indifferent. In underground spaces, water poured down stairwells like it was searching for something. Escalators stopped mid-motion. Subway entrances darkened. Parking garages filled from the bottom up, swallowing rows of vehicles in silence. Outside the cities, fields lay flat under water and mud. Farmers watched entire seasons sink in hours. Livestock was pushed through knee-deep currents as barns filled and fences disappeared. The flood wasn't just drowning streets, it was drowning livelihoods. More and more families gathered in shelter schools, community halls, anywhere dry. Blankets, warm meals, flashlights, the small gestures that remind people they are not alone, even when everything around them feels uncertain. And yet, the most powerful image of this night isn't the water. It's the rooftops, silhouettes against a storm gray sky. People standing still, looking outward, waiting for rescue, waiting for dawn, waiting for the water to decide it has taken enough. Shaanxi has seen floods before, but nights like this don't just damage buildings, they shift memory. They redraw what normal means. They leave behind water lines on walls and something heavier in the air. Because when a city goes dark and water replaces the streets, you realize how thin the line is between control and collapse. You're watching Weather Floods. We'll continue to follow this story with calm, clear updates as recovery begins. If this report moved you or informed you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next update.